2020 has been a tough year, and many people have been cooped up inside for a long time.
That's right.
Well, fortunately, in our show today, we are going to bring you out of the studio to two fun places.
That's right. One of them is the Penghu Islands, where you're going to learn about a cactus-flavored drink. And the other is the Taipei Brewery, where they're making a beer out of 100-year-old yeast. I'm Natalie So.
And I'm Andrew Ryan. Let's check out the stories on our radar.
Oil from Africa in Taiwan? That's right. Taiwan's state-run oil company, CPC Taiwan, has brought in 95,000 barrels of crude oil from a field it developed in the North African nation of Chad. This is the first such endeavor for the company since it began searching for oil abroad around 4 decades ago. CPC is calling it the first step towards securing Taiwan's energy independence. Protests against a plan to ease import restrictions on U.S. pork took a turn for the disgusting last Friday. In January, Taiwan will allow imports of pork from the U.S. treated with the additive ractopamine, which many in Taiwan worry is unsafe for human consumption. When Premier Su Tseng-chang attempted to address the legislature about the pork issue last Friday, KMT lawmakers began hurling pig innards at him. Talk about an awful day. Want to get the executive treatment on the cheap? Head over to Taipei 101. The landmark Taipei skyscraper is opening its exclusive top floor to the public. Once only open to heads of state and a wealthy few others, the top floor will now play host to ordinary plebs like us. If you want to feel what it's like to have your head in the clouds, you can pay extra to step out onto the top floor's dizzying outdoor observation deck. In Taiwan, the cooler winter months are strawberry season. This year, the famous strawberries of Dahu Township in Miaoli County have ripened early. Farmers say they're smaller than usual because hot weather has shortened this year's growing season. But a lack of rain and a sizable gap between daytime and nighttime temperatures means that they are as sweet as ever.
Now, we've been very fortunate here in Taiwan. There have been no new domestic transmissions of COVID-19 since April 12th.
That's right.
And that means that we've been able to go to bars and restaurants.
That's right. But just on December 1st, some new rules about masks have come into place. Let's take a look.
If you're flying to Taiwan anytime after December 1st, there's some new rules you'll need to know. They're part of the Fall-Winter COVID-19 Prevention Program. Travelers need to present a negative COVID-19 test taken within 3 days of departure. Face masks are required in 8 public places, everywhere from hospitals and clinics to public transportation. Those that don't comply will face a fine of up to 15,000 Taiwan dollars. That's more than 500 US dollars. And finally, they're boosting case reporting and specimen collection at hospitals and clinics. It's been more than 200 days since Taiwan last recorded a domestic transmission of COVID-19, and the authorities and people of Taiwan are hoping to keep it that way.
So you actually have to wear a mask now in 8 types of public places. Let's take a look again.
Isn't he cute?
I love the little dog that they
use.
He's very cute.
And as you can see, there are 8 different types of places where you do have to wear face masks. It's almost everywhere that's indoors, right?
A lot of places, like 80-90%.
So the question is, do you have to wear a face mask in a bar or a restaurant? Now, if it is a bar, the answer is yes. However, if you have social distance with the people around you, or if the person next to you is wearing a mask, then you can take yours off, drink something, eat something. Yeah.
All right, and restaurants actually aren't on the list, but if you're at a buffet, you need to wear it when you're taking food, or if you go into a restaurant, they prefer that you wear it. So we'll have the details in the show notes below. In the studio now, we have Leslie Liao, and he and Andrew Ryan went somewhere special, the Taipei Brewery.
That's right. Now, Andrew is one of the few people in the world that could say, hey, follow me down this dark hallway and I'll comply unconditionally. Not only that, but I'll expect something really good at the end of it. This time, it was beer brewed from 100-year-old yeast. I documented the whole process. Now let's have a look. One day, Andrew Ryan asked me if I like beer. Being your run-of-the-mill beer-loving guy, I told him, of course. Then follow me down this dark corridor, he said.
Leslie Liao, check this out. 非工作人员禁止进入. If you don't work here, you're not supposed to go in, but we're going in. Come on.
We're at the Taipei Jianguo Brewery, Taiwan's oldest brewery, which still functions today.
See that building down there?
Yeah.
The red bricks?
Yeah.
That's like original. And see all these pipes up here?
Is this all Japanese era?
The red brick building is, and then the pipes. This is.
You wouldn't know it, but hidden inside of this historical brewery is a trendy beer room. This is what I look like most Saturday nights at around 11 p.m.
Oh no.
This is pretty much what I look like. I'm pretty sure they took this from my likeness. We get a peek at some of the exclusive craft beers that the folks here at the brewery are working on. But head brewer Master Wu, who has been here for 40 years, has something even better in store for us. Beer brewed from 100-year-old yeast. There are a total of 5 of them, each one with its own distinct flavor. Master Wu tells us that these yeasts were left over from Taiwan's Japanese colonial era. The yeasts come from Europe, likely Germany, but Master Wu can't say for sure. How do the 5 beers taste? Well, let me tell you, I am in Smooth City. Andrew asks me which one of the 5 is my favorite, and this is what I have to say to him. They're all like really good to me. Like at this point, it's just like, like what you're asking me is just like, do you like the Olympic gold medalist in swimming, or do you like the Olympic gold medalist in running? Like these are all excellent beers. But however much I drink, the fascination of what I'm experiencing keeps me sober. This is like drinking the ancestors, right? This is what the ancestors drank.
The fruit of their labor.
I am traveling in time via libation. That's basically what's happening. 100-year-old yeast, man. I never thought. What was the last time you touched anything that was that old? That wasn't a building or something like that.
I mean, something food related? This has got to be the first time.
I think so, right? My goodness. This is like, I feel like I'm drinking history right now. This is absolutely astounding. Like,
It's incredible.
It's almost like a transcendent experience. It's not even about drinking a good beer anymore. It's about, this is from leftover from like last time when this thing came into existence, the Japanese were running this country.
Yes, that's right. So that would have been 1919, right?
So what does it take to keep a yeast alive for a century? Well, for one, confidentiality. Andrew and I aren't allowed to see the yeast save for the bits that made it into the bottom of the bottle. Master Wu doesn't explicitly tell us he'd have to kill us if we saw it, but a look in his eye tells me that might be the case. Next, he needs to feed the yeast regularly. How does he do that?
我每3个月都要把酵母从那个我们所谓的冻柜啊，把它给拿出来，让它重新活化。固体的酵母接到液体里面，接到这个麦汁里面，让它活化蓄养3次以后，再化到血面。
To make the beer, Master Wu says he takes a small piece of yeast and cultivates it in 10 cc's of wort, liquid with malt sugars that eventually get fermented into alcohol. He cultivates the yeast for about 4 cycles, which yield approximately 125 cc's of yeast. After that, he adds in more wort and lets the beer ferment. Once fermentation is complete, the beer needs to age for about 5 weeks. How does Master Wu feel about his role as caretaker of the yeasts? He says that he feels like he is the ferryman of legacy. To him, it's about not letting the yeasts die while he's in charge. He likened himself to a relay racer having received this yeast from the caretakers before him. Master Wu says there's still a long road ahead at the Taipei Brewery. It doesn't surprise me that Master Wu takes his job so seriously. It's more than obvious he loves what he does. He says that beer is a medium for communication and building bonds. He's more than happy to share with Andrew and I the experiences he's accumulated over the past 40 years. And as for me, I'm grateful for Master Wu's expertise, which has afforded me the chance to taste history.
So how did you guys like the beer?
I thought it was really fresh. Like, I was really surprised.
You didn't think it was old?
It didn't taste old at all because the beer was freshly brewed, even though the yeast was pretty old.
It was really refreshing, and I think you can see it on my face in the video. I was just fascinated by the whole experience. It was tasting history, tasting legacy, and that was what it was about for me.
Yeah, I think the special part was definitely Mr. Wu, Master Wu, who's been doing this for 40 years. To have this heritage passed along from him is just amazing.
Super hospitable guy too. Just
Yeah.
lots of fun, all laughs, jokes left and right. You would think a man with that much discipline in him, he would be a little more,
Serious?
uptight about what he does.
Yeah,
But no.
But he loves his job.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It's
for
really
sure.
cool.
Yeah.
What a craft. So also, I heard you went to Penghu and got a special drink over there.
That's right. So I went to the islands of Penghu, which are located off the west coast of Taiwan. It's about a 45-minute plane ride. And we're so lucky to be able to go in a plane
That's true,
safely
and
wearing a
travel.
mask. Yeah. So when I was there, I had a fun vacation, and I also met a woman who makes some amazing drinks out of cactus juice. Have a look.
This is the tiny village of Erkan, situated in a remote part of Taiwan's Penghu Islands. The village is surrounded by coral walls, which provide shelter from the elements. The same elements that are perfect for growing prickly pears, a juicy red cactus fruit. Today I've come to meet Chen Lijun, who makes all sorts of things from cactus juice. Her biggest seller is a cocktail that begins with a can of beer.
我们要金牌的哦。金牌的，对它那个啤酒花的味道哈，比较重一点。啤酒花500 cc 的那个杯子有没有？1/3杯的冰块，然后呢，我们加8分，啤酒要加8分，差不多这样子。然后加我们的浓缩汁，要这一瓶才行哦。
这是浓缩的、
对，这一瓶，对你外面买的那个不行哦，太淡了。
太淡了。
对，太淡。我们差不多加这样啊，对。
哇
然后柠檬要1/4颗。
1/4颗。
对，好，我们调了。
所以会酸酸甜甜的。
对，它这个味道就很棒了。你等一下。
还有泡泡，那个泡泡也。
对。嘿 ，Hello， 来，我来了，好，来，摇一下哈。
我还要摇一下。
那这个摇一下，那个气泡啊，你现在喝。
马上就有特调。
来，那你喝看，这杯快点，你再喝。来，那个
我跟阿你们啉啥？
好喝，
好不好喝？
真的很好喝。Check it out. This is cactus juice, and it's concentrated cactus juice with 80% beer, but you have to use a nice strong beer like Taiwan beer, nothing too light, right? And then you use a quarter of a lemon and you squeeze it in there. 你有没有帮他取名啊？
梦中情人。
梦中情人。梦中情人 The lover in your dreams.
那你这一杯叫做这杯是凤中奇缘。凤梨的凤。
凤梨的凤，凤中奇缘。
对。
奇缘是什么？
缘分很难用英文讲。
凤中，所以凤是 is like pineapple. In the middle of a pineapple, 奇缘 spark the love. That's 2 drinks right there that you can have. One with beer, one with pineapple juice. Both of them sweet and sour and delicious. 这样不错 ，nice 。谢谢老板娘，这太棒了。
太棒了。
有吗？
That cocktail looks really refreshing.
It was. It has all the notes. It has sweet, it has sour. And if you want to try it, you can get some cactus juice concentrate and try it at home. And it doesn't have to be alcoholic either.
Or you could add juice to it, make a
add
smoothie
juice.
or whatever.
The possibilities are endless. Great, refreshing summer drink, but also very festive for Christmas. So up next, we're going to go straight into #Taiwan.
Have you ever ordered a drink at a coffee shop only to realize that the cashier got your name completely wrong? Take that interaction, put it on the internet, and then you have the topic of this week's #Taiwan. The hashtag 打错我的名字 challenge has been trending on Taiwan's social media. It translates into the hashtag misspell my name challenge. People are sharing the ways others have botched their names. For example, people I have met over the phone have been known to spell my name Lesley instead of Leslie. Common mistake. Chinese names are a lot easier to botch. We don't have an alphabet, and on top of that, we have a lot of characters that sound the same. So whenever I have to leave my name for a restaurant reservation in Taiwan, I can't just tell them my Chinese name, Liao Changlei. Liao is a relatively common family name in Chinese, so they usually get that right, but they need to ask me which Chang and which Lei. A common mistake is that people use this character for Lei, which means thunder. I mean, I do have a voice that go boom. Thank God my parents didn't choose this Lei, because this monstrosity is 160 strokes. Dude, I'd be the captain of the Carpal Tunnel Express, but I digress. Back to the challenge. People have been sharing the ways their names have been misspelled. Let me give you an example. Andrew Ryan, yes, our Andrew Ryan's Chinese name is Ran Anzu. On Facebook, he said that people have called him Yuan Anzu. See how Ran and Yuan look similar? He said that people have also spelled his name Ran Anzhu, which phonetically there is barely any difference, but it's the wrong character. That character means God or Master. LOL. If you sit near Andrew at the office like I do, then you're familiar with how he describes his Chinese name. He'll say, my name is Ran Anzu. Ran as in Ethan Ran, the popular Taiwanese actor, An as in safe, and Zhu as in ancestor. I have a special way for explaining my name too, but we'll come back to that a little later. I saves the best for last. The margin for error in writing Chinese names is immense, and that's why I think this challenge resonates with a lot of people in Taiwan. However, errors don't just stem from characters with similar composition and pronunciation. Sometimes it's another problem altogether. Taipei Zoo is situated in the district of Muzha, so people will often call it the Muzha Zoo or the Taipei Muzha Zoo. However, the zoo's Facebook page would like to remind people that there is no Muzha in its name. It's just the Taipei Zoo. Another mix-up people might have with Chinese names comes from the fact that some Chinese characters have multiple pronunciations. Is your head spinning yet? The worldwide bubble tea chain Coco's Chinese name is Duke. However, in its own entry into the challenge, it acknowledged that Duke can also be pronounced Douke. This part's gonna get a little bit complicated, but there's a big payoff, I promise. 都可以 can mean it's all good in Chinese. So, in its post, Coco says, whether you pronounce our name Duke or Douke, 都可以. However, our name is pronounced, and they put the same two characters there, leaving it up for you to decide. Those clever punks! I've gotten pretty good at explaining my own Chinese name, Liao Changlei. How do I tell people how to write my name? The Chang is 2 characters for day put together, and Lei is written by putting 3 characters for rock together. So, my name is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1 Liao, 2 days, 3 rocks, which coincidentally describes my ideal date.
Today's brain game is called Taiwan Trivia. And Leslie and Andrew, you guys are going to compete to see how many trivia questions about beer, Taiwan beer, that you can answer. Okay, we have 7 questions, and let's see who gets the most. Okay, you guys compete. Like whoever does the buzzer first gets the answer. All right, guys?
Can I answer first?
Ready? All right. In the 60s, what was added to the recipe for Taiwan beer that gives us its distinct flavor? Yes?
Is it rice?
That's right. Isn't that cool? What brand of Taiwanese beer was the only Taiwanese beer to win at the World Beer Awards?
Buckskin beer.
That's right.
Wow.
And how many awards did it win?
I'm going to say 2.
Very good.
That was a total guess.
It was World's Best Dark Alt Beer for the 2nd year in a row, and also World's Best Lager Dortmunder.
Wow.
So what brand of beer is only sold on the island of Xiaoliuqiu?
It is called Captain Beer.
That's right.
Yes, I've had it.
Wow, you've had it before, really?
Is it Taiwanese brand?
Yeah,
It's only sold on that island.
Wow.
Yeah. When did craft brewers start to spring up in Taiwan?
I'll say 2002.
That's right.
Wait, what? How did you know that?
I shouldn't answer that because I was underage at the time, but that was also kind of a guess.
It was when
you guessed 2 awards and I guessed 2002. That's just how it goes.
It's fair, yeah.
It was when Taiwan joined the WTO. So free trade became law.
Okay.
Okay, so how many % of beer consumed in Taiwan is local beer? Roughly.
Ooh.
I'm going to say 30%.
No,
I'm going to say more than that. I'm going to say 50%.
over 70%.
Whoa.
We love our local beers,
We
man.
do.
We love our
Right.
local
That's
beers.
amazing.
Okay, so the last question. Name a fruit that Taiwan beer makes beer with.
Pineapple.
That's right.
Grape.
That's right.
Mango.
That's right.
Lychee.
There's one more.
Lychee. No.
I'm not sure if they do that.
Guava?
But there's another one.
Guava. That's a good guess.
There's another one.
There's another one.
Mango. Oh, pineapple.
Oh,
Banana?
pineapple. You didn't say pineapple. It's pineapple.
Pineapple.
Honey.
You said
It's
pineapple,
pineapple.
right?
Oh, I did say pineapple.
You said
You did
pineapple.
say pineapple.
Honey, does honey count? Honey
Honey's
doesn't
not a
count.
fruit.
You guys, I think I lost count. I think you won.
Oh, I definitely got like
Well,
three,
you
maybe,
got
or four.
two of the
Yeah.
flavors.
I got two
Yeah.
of the flavors.
Oh, then
Okay,
you guys
it's a
are tied.
tie.
I'm happy. You
so
know
they
what?
both won.
Shot in the dark
You guys-
2002, and I won it. I'm
You
gonna
guys
buy a
did a
lottery
great
ticket when I go
job.
home today.
So that is all about Taiwan beer. Hope you enjoyed our Taiwan trivia.
And finally today, we have been talking a fair bit about alcohol in our show, so we're going to switch to a healthier lifestyle and ask you, what are your favorite non-alcoholic drinks? Natalie, why don't we start with you?
Okay, I do this every day. Latte.
Latte.
And I think Taiwan actually has fantastic coffee culture. So I think we should maybe do a show on that sometime.
I like it. Leslie.
In the same vein,
Oh, coffee!
coffee. I don't know how much healthier this is for me, but I do drink it indiscriminately. So
Wow.
Great coffee here in Taiwan, really.
I have a feeling.
You know what I'm going to
I
say
have
too?
a feeling.
So I like my iced coffee nice and cold and bitter, just like my heart during pre-production for Taiwan Insider.
Taiwan Insider, fueled by coffee.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's edition of Taiwan Insider. Be sure to connect with us on social media.
Yes, if you like our program, subscribe and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. For Taiwan Insider, I'm Natalie So.
I'm Leslie Liao.
And I'm Andrew Ryan. See you next week.